Hi, I'm Dr. Muzammal. One of the realities of our human existence is that we have a body. And because we have a body, we have the capacity to feel and to feel emotions. Our emotions can be evoked from external experiences. We may notice something and it may evoke something in us. Or someone may make a comment, a kind of positive comment, or a negative one. And what is evoked, what is elicited, can be very different. Could be over here or it could be over there. Or we may have an internal thought pattern, maybe thinking about the past or some imaginary possible future. And that can also evoke an emotion. And, the emotion that is evoked in our life, to a considerable degree, we don't have necessarily much control or choice over what that emotion actually is or will be. So there's a kind of messiness to this. Someone may say something and it may evoke joy, or we may feel a kind of burning energy, and we may experience anger if they said something different. Or we may experience anxiety in a situation and feel our heart racing and confusion and lots of thoughts. So yes, there is a kind of messiness to emotions in that they are unpredictable. And so one option when an emotion particularly is uncomfortable is that we may try and fight or resist that emotion. We may try and fight it in the body. And if it's a low intensity emotion, in the short run, we can succeed in resisting it and pushing it away. If it happens repeatedly, then it may start to build up, and that might cause issues. And if the emotion is of a high intensity and we try to push it, it may still, however, come through or explode. Okay, so there's a kind of battle that we've lost. And so what's another option? And I'm going to frame this in the sense that, there's what is possible within our capacity, and our capacity can be increased. And so one option where we have this capacity, I'm going to draw on Rumi, the poet, the spiritual teacher, who in his poem, The Guest House, referred to our internal emotional states, emotions that arise, as a guide, that each is a guide from beyond. So there's something precious and valuable about our emotional experiences. And if instead of resisting, as in the poem The Guest House, we were to welcome the emotion like a guest into our home, whatever that emotion is, and let it come in through the body and out, just like a baby experiences emotions. A baby doesn't judge or resist. It just allows the emotion to come through and out. So we're being invited through the poem The Guest House to be like a baby. And when it comes through and out, then there's an integration of the energy. It's a release of energy. And also we can potentially gain some insights through that process as well. So we can, instead of resisting, we can allow that emotion. So that's one aspect I want to mention about this. The other aspect is interpersonally. If we were to be more conscious of what we were feeling, attune to it, where it is in the body, maybe see if we can name it, then we're developing a more conscious relationship with what's going on internally, and we can then lean into the interpersonal. We can consider what need that emotion is pointing to, because emotions usually arise when a need is met or a need is unmet. And if we can pin down, and I'm kind of drawing here on nonviolent communication framing, if we can pin down what a need is that's been met or unmet, then we can, it empowers us in our relationships to communicate that, and allows a more mature, conscious relationship with the other person or people. And so just a brief summary so far, that emotions are unpredictable, they are messy. On an individual level, we can allow them and we can experience them and let them come through and out. And on an interpersonal level, we can consider them to be information of our needs that are met or unmet, and that can enrich our relationships with other people. And so, you know, and I also, again, bring in the idea that, and the understanding that this is not always within our capacity, but we can extend our capacity, we can grow our capacity through practice. And so what can help us with this is a shift in our culture, a shift individually for us in how we relate to emotions, and on an individual level as we feel emotions, rather than them being stuck, them moving through. And that's a process that is healing. If they get stuck and they build up, that can cause issues to our mental, emotional, and even physical health. So there's a shift individually and a shift collectively and in our groups, that we can support each other to reorient ourselves with our emotional, with our bodily experiences, so that, you know, by being curious, by developing a vocabulary to share how we're feeling, to bring in that dimension, that reality into our communication with others, into our relationships, and we're supporting each other to do this, then, you know, and giving that information that comes through validity, then we're bringing in more of one another into our relationships, which is enriching them, allowing them to be more authentic. And as we allow these experiences to be more on the table as part of our conversations with one another, and in teams and in groups, we're bringing more richness into decision making, because we can feel things in the body as to something that might be a little bit not okay. And as we develop the ability to verbalize and share and give space for that to be explored, the decisions that we collectively make in teams, in groups, in workplaces will be much wiser. And we can do in today's world, in any time, in any world, we can do with wisdom in collective decision making. And if you would like support, if this journey is something that resonates with you and you'd like some support, then there is an emotional relief walk-in, and I'll put the link in the description or on a comment. And that consists of an audio that I've made that supports you to tune into and feel what you're feeling in the body. And there's, as part of it, there's a wider package, a small wider package that includes a document that you can print, you can read, and it adds to that audio. And there's also a newsletter that will give you additional information. And if you valued this video, then please do give it a like, that always helps. And if you'd like more reflections and explorations on individual and collective liberation, then please do subscribe and follow. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.